Most people are afraid of the dark. But what if I told you there's a place where the darkness is so dense it feels solid? A place where light never reaches, where time stands still, and where life, when it exists, seems like something out of a nightmare. The ocean floor isn't just a geographical mystery. It's a mirror of what humanity refuses to face, the unknown within itself. While we look to the sky for aliens, we ignore the fact that 95% of the ocean is still a complete mystery. Creatures that no one has ever seen, sounds that even science can't explain, structures that defy logic, and the scariest thing, our trash has already reached places where our bodies can't. Maybe the monster from the deep sea doesn't have tentacles. Maybe it has hands and is watching this video right now. In this video, you'll embark on a journey that begins on the surface and ends at the deepest point on Earth. You'll discover true stories that seem like fiction, creatures that defy biology, and secrets that science still can't explain. But be warned, the deeper we go, the harder it will be to return. And perhaps after this, you'll never see the ocean or yourself the same way again. In just the first few meters of the ocean, the world begins to change. The light still dances on the surface, but soon gives way to a silence that seems to breathe. It is here that Noctiluca scintillans emerges, a bioluminescent plankton that transforms the water into an electric blue spectacle. It seems magical, but it's a trap. It glows to attract predators. Nature, even microscopic, plays dirty when it needs to survive. Going down a little further, things start to get stranger. Horned shark eggs cling to the rocks like alien capsules, and just below, the lion's mane jellyfish, a colossal jellyfish with tentacles that can reach the size of a building. At that same depth, we find the submerged structures of Yonaguni. No one knows for sure if they were made by humans or sculpted by nature. But the uncertainty in this case is what is most frightening. Even within the first 30 meters, we find pearls, true defensive scars of oysters. The chance of finding one is 1 in 10,000, but that has never stopped anyone from searching. And then the story of Harrison, trapped for 3 days at the bottom of the sea, surviving in an air pocket, until a hand emerged from the darkness and grabbed his. It was a diver. It was the improbable. And that ultimately is what the ocean offers most, the improbable. As the light fades, reality begins to distort. Here, dolphins, considered by many to be the angels of the sea, show their darker side. There are records of aggressive, sexual, and even sadistic behavior. There was even a city banning swimming in the sea because of dolphins. This shows that even the most charismatic creatures can hide instincts that no one wants to see. Nature is not kind. It is raw, unpredictable, and sometimes cruel. At 430 meters, we arrived at the Dead Sea. The water's density is so absurd that you float effortlessly. It seems fun until you discover that if you turn onto your stomach, you can die. A minute with your head submerged can cause blindness, deafness, and even paralysis. And not even the tardigrade, that microscopic creature that survives in space, can survive there. The Dead Sea is a reminder. Not everything that seems calm is safe. Sometimes danger lurks on the surface. Just below, blue whales swim silently. They are the largest animals on the planet, and yet they seem small in the face of the vastness. A little deeper, we find the apocalypse fish in Japan. They say that when it appears on the surface, an earthquake is coming. Coincidence or not, it has become a symbol of bad omen. And it is at this point that the depth already surpasses the tallest building in the world. But what comes after that is where the light dies out completely. From 900 meters upwards, the light disappears completely. It's like diving into space, only with crushing pressure on all sides. This region is called the Midnight Zone, and here, life adapts in ways that seem straight out of a nightmare. Many animals develop their own light, not for beauty, but out of necessity. They glow to hunt, hide, or attract mates. It's bioluminescence as a survival strategy, not as a spectacle. What's most disturbing is that many of these creatures spend their entire lives without encountering another of their kind. Imagine living for decades in darkness, waiting for a light that may never come. And when it does appear, it can be a trap. The anglerfish, for example, uses a hypnotic light to attract prey. The victim, lonely and hungry, approaches thinking it has found salvation. But what it finds is its end here. Even hope can be a predator. At 1,500 meters, the bloop emerges, the loudest sound ever recorded in the ocean. It lasted a full minute and was so powerful it seemed to come from a colossal creature. For years it was believed to be a sea monster. Today they say it was an iceberg breaking off, but nobody is sure. And that's what makes the ocean so fascinating. Even when we think we know, it reminds us that we're still in the dark. And what comes next is even deeper. From 2,000 meters down, the ocean begins to reveal not only creatures, but also human constructions that defy logic. The world's deepest oil platform, called Lost, floats in this abyss as if defying the laws of physics. It withstands storms and tsunamis with giant floats and propellers that spin against the waves. If they want to move this colossal structure, they just need to release the cables and tow it. Simple as that, at least in theory. At 3,000 meters, the silence is broken by unseen battles. Colossal squid and sperm whales clash in duels that leave visible scars, marks that tell stories of survival in an environment where there is no audience. And it is here that the Titanic also rests, alongside the wreckage of the submarine that imploded in milliseconds. The pressure is so absurd that it kills before the brain even understands what happened. Here time and life are crushed together. Even deeper, we find the underwater waterfall of Mauritius, a canyon so deep it seems to swallow the ocean. Just below, we reach the average depth of the oceans, about 4,000 meters. It is estimated that there are trillions of Rs worth of hidden minerals here. For this reason, Brazil and other countries dispute these areas as if they were territories on another planet. But what is most impressive is not the hidden value, it's how much we still don't know about this world. From 6,000 meters upwards, we enter the Hadal zone, a name derived from Hades, the god of the underworld. Here light does not exist. The pressure is immense and the silence seems eternal. It is in this abyss that the world's largest volcano, Tamu Massif, rests, hidden beneath tons of water. Also found here is the deepest shipwreck ever recorded, the USS Samuel Roberts. Each submerged structure is a monument to human fragility in the face of the ocean's power. Descending further, we reached a depth equivalent to the height of Everest, only inverted. But Mauna Kea in Hawaii is even greater, and 60% of it is submerged. And then finally we arrived at Challenger Deep, the deepest known point on Earth. Few humans have reached this point, and those who have rarely returned. A cracked window was enough to interrupt the mission. Here the ocean does not forgive. It observes, it waits. Even in this extreme environment, life persists. The tardigrade, for example, survives pressures 6 times greater than that, the vacuum of space, and temperatures ranging from hell to absolute zero. It does this by entering cryptobiosis, a state of suspended animation. You can go decades without eating or drinking, but what is most shocking is not what lives here. It's what we leave behind. Our waste has reached places even our bodies can't reach, and perhaps the real monster is us. Now that you've descended to the deepest point in the ocean, the question is, what else is there that you haven't yet dared to explore? The ocean floor isn't just a physical place, it's a symbol of the unknown we avoid facing. And perhaps the greatest abyss isn't down there, but within each of us. What are you ignoring for fear of diving in? If most of the ocean is still a mystery, imagine how many parts of your own life are too. What would you miss out on if you stopped now? Tell me in the comments, which part of this journey impacted you the most? And if you could explore any place on the planet without limits, where would you go? Your answer might reveal more about you than you imagine. If this video made you think, then it fulfilled its mission. But if you want to continue exploring the deepest mysteries of the world and of yourself, subscribe to the channel now and activate the notification bell. Here, each video is a descent into the unknown. And remember, darkness is not the end, it's just the beginning. See you on the next journey.